Visibility. Right now, we continue to monitor a dense marine fog advisory along our coastal zones. Visibility at this time in Galveston still at a quarter-mile or less. The good news is through the Houston metro, we're seeing improving visibilities up to about 6 miles in Tomball, about 3 miles in Katy, and still a bit low in Huntsville. But I'd say in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we're really going to be seeing that visibility start to improve. Still going to be some clouds out there. And you can see with the live look at one of our cameras over Houston showing those low-hanging clouds. No, they're not holding any moisture yet. That's going to be coming a little bit later today. So yes, we are finally dry, thankfully, but I mentioned rain coming within the next few hours in the 60s, winds out of the east at about 10 miles per hour. So all in all, with that thick cloud cover, temperatures really aren't warming up much right now. I'd say still going to be rising a few degrees as we head throughout the afternoon. We're talking upper 50s, spring out to the woodlands. We have low 60s out at Bush and even in Pasadena, and right on that 60-degree mark in Galveston. Again, they aren't going to be warming up until that fog does start to dissipate. So we'll be seeing that soon, and then temperatures before any shower activity begins are going to be peaking in the mid-60s. I'd say some spots low 60s, so definitely a few degrees below what we saw yesterday. Boy, it was a bit of a teaser once those showers did roll through, because you're like, the sun's out. We haven't seen this in a little bit of time. Let me tell you, you're really going to like our 7-day forecast. But slowly but surely, temperatures will be dropping as we're monitoring a rise in shower and isolated thunderstorm coverage. So let's time out the skies for you. Cloudy through the afternoon. Then 2-3 o'clock rolls around and you can see some showers start to move up from the south. Some spots are going to be heavier rain than others, and we're also monitoring the chance for some rumbles of thunder. You can see coverage begins to move up toward Livingston, out to Brenham. We're seeing it into the woodlands and even in Galveston County through about 5-6 p.m. You can see lingering very light showers through about 9-10, and then eventually everything is going to be kicking out to our east toward Louisiana as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow, actually making way for another round of fog expected as we start your Saturday. Now, I think a lot of folks are saying, okay, more rain. Well, I still have standing water in my neighborhood. It's not going to be that much rain. We're talking about a ½ inch possible or less in some spots. Maybe a streak of some heavier rain up toward the Trinity River, which definitely could be impacting those river levels. Now, I want to mention that it is going to be rather quick. This isn't going to be a widespread afternoon where it's just going to sit overhead. You saw with the forecast modeling, it's more isolated and scattered in nature, meaning the rain comes, it goes, and then potentially another cell moves into your neighborhood. Now, I did mention the chance for a rumble of thunder. That's going to be the case today, where it's very unlikely for any severe storms, which is good news. Any of that would be well out to our east into Louisiana, but still something to keep in mind, maybe a lightning strike or two. But let's talk about the other big thing that everybody's wondering about: the flooded rivers. I mean, we're still monitoring river flood warnings along several of the major rivers, and that are impacting some pretty big roads as well. Street flooding is still likely in some of the spots that are shaded in green on your screen, and they are widespread across the viewing area. But I do want to take you down to the Trinity River. So we're seeing from Lake Livingston and then making its way down toward Liberty. All of these spots that are shaded in red that you see here, that does include the San Jacinto River near Humble, are at major flood status. And we're not going to be seeing cresting, meaning where the rivers will peak at before they do start to recede. Some maybe later today, others through the weekend, and some of these flood warnings extend until at least Tuesday of next week, meaning it is going to be very, very slow for any of these rivers and extended areas with water to actually see any of that receding. And you can see slowly but surely they're all going to be kicking out into Galveston Bay. But a lot of this is north of the Houston metro and has to move through. I want to take you into Sugar Land, where right along 69 here, you can see Greatwood and New Territory off to the north. This river is seeing some flooded areas around it. So it's important to note that you don't want to drive through flooded roadways. You're probably saying, well, that heavy rain, happened a few days ago. So am I good now? That's definitely not the case. We have seen some flooded vehicles that tried to go through. The thing is, you just don't know how deep the water is, especially at night. And just a little bit of standing water can sweep away a person, and even some rushing water can sweep away vehicles, not just sedans, but we're even talking pickup trucks, big trucks that you're thinking, I'm good to go. But that's still not the case. So friendly reminder that this is going to be a gradual improvement. It's not going to be happening overnight. And I can actually tell you some of the major rivers that are at that major flooding category. The San Jacinto River we saw near Conroe, and that is continuing down near Humble. We're actually going to be seeing cresting happen later this weekend. Again, so where the water is going to be peaking and then start to recede. The Trinity River at Goodrich and Liberty, those are some spots where we have sent our reporters out pretty much every single day to see, is there any improvement? Is there not? And they're still seeing those flooded streets and the rivers there. Moderate flooding, that's at the San Bernard River at Bowling. And then we have some minor flooding, the Brazos River in Sugar Land and the San Jacinto River near Sheldon. So if these are any hot points that I mentioned that you live by, definitely make sure to keep an eye out. And actually, if you head over to our free streaming app on your smart TV, it's called Fox Local. It's awesome. You just click on Fox 26 Houston as your #1 station, and you can watch our live newscast. But if you scroll down, it's just like a Netflix or a Hulu. There's actually a shelf that you can say, oh, what do I want to watch? Cool, let me scroll through and see anything. But we actually do have an entire shelf dedicated to the flooding, and our very own Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade did a video and went through every single flood warning that we still have along those major rivers to let you know how long, when we could be seeing cresting. So some really great info. She goes really in depth with that. So again, free Fox Local app on your smart TV. As for forecast highs today, 60s and some 50s across the state. Wake up temperatures tomorrow, still pretty warm for us just because of that humid air that's going to continue to move east. Not the case in Amarillo. I mean, upper 20s later tonight. But for our weekend, temperatures are going to be in the low 60s. But hey, we are dry. That is going to be the key word in bold, an exclamation point at the end, because you can actually get outside and enjoy peaks of sunshine throughout your Saturday. But it really looks like that sun will be returning with those clearing skies, not only through Sunday, but dry air is expected to dominate our weather as we head into next week as well. And you're probably wondering, well, what does that mean for temps? Yes, this weekend we are going to be dropping just a bit, but heading into the first few days of February, it looks like pretty much the entire country is going to be above seasonal for this time of year, meaning much warmer. It looks like next week, as we head into the last few days of January and early February, we're going to be reaching the upper 60s. You know, getting close to that 70-degree mark with wake-up temperatures in the 40s and 50s. As for any rain chances through the start of next month, we're right on the edge. Some weather energy will be making its way across the west coast of the U.S., and then we'll be getting, a little bit closer to that. So right now, it looks like we're at least close to average rain chances. But let's take you out to that all-important 7-day forecast. I mentioned the sunshine is back, and boy, is it plentiful as we head into early and really the middle of next week. We're going to be seeing those temperatures, like I mentioned, just shy of 70 degrees starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and into next Thursday. And wake-up temperatures will actually be a bit chilly. We're talking some 40s and low 40s at that at times, but all in all, it's going to be a great weekend to get outside and enjoy. And next week, we know a lot of people have kids and they have soccer practice, and boy, it had to be canceled this week just due to the rain, first off, and then probably very muddy fields. So hopefully things can get dried out this weekend so everybody can get back to what they're used to, the normal routine of sunny and some dry weather for us here in Houston. Happy Friday, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.